Yes, Ted served in the 2nd 1st Pioneer Battalion, and he was involved in the siege of Tobruk in 1941. It was a desperately fought siege.
They were enemy. As far as you were concerned, I didn't have a great deal to do with them in any manner or form or personal. They were out there in the event, they were there to be shot and got rid of.
Conditions in Tobruk were pretty miserable. Anywhere within the fortress could be shelled by enemy artillery, it could be hit by enemy aircraft, so German Stuka dive bombers, for example. It was hot, it was dusty, the soldiers didn't have there was very little variation in diet, not a lot to drink. All the water tasted the same. They used these metal tins, they all tasted like kerosene.
Ammunition, well, you got what you can, that wasn't too bad. Hygiene, at times, was extremely difficult. I mean, you just imagine yourself living in a sec trench and you want to go to the toilet. You can't get out, you can't put your head up, you can't do this and that. I'll leave the answers to that to you.
What was it like?
Sometimes a jam tin come in very handy.
Ted would also fight in the Second Battle of El Alamein, fought from October 23rd to November the 11th.
And then I thought, no, I will go, and then suddenly thought exactly where I would have been if I'd taken another 15 steps across the way, another shell landed, and I said to myself, no, you stay right where you are, old boy. The good Lord's looking after you.
With Japan's entry into the war, Australia is now focused fighting a war and a conflict on our doorstep, and also too on Australian territory. The soldiers themselves are just stinking from perspiration. The uniforms used to rot off the men's back. The boots would come apart in the mud. And these conditions were horrific. They wore down men's nerves. They had to fight against things like malaria, scrub typhus.
From a point of view of looking at the Japanese, it was hair-raising because when you're doing anything in that forward area, you never knew what was around the next tree. You had to be so careful. You were you weren't too certain as to whether there was somebody there to shoot at you or just exactly what.
Those that survived had to make the best of getting on with their lives after the war. For some, this was easier said than done.
That was very difficult. Not easy at all. It took a lot of willpower. We used to find that we couldn't sit at the desk all day or all the morning. Every now and again you'd have to get up and go for a walk and then come back to it.
Ted Carter, after surviving Tobruk, El Alamein and the jungles of New Guinea, had had enough of war. His preference for a quieted life saw him move to Tamworth, where he established a successful accounting practice and had 6 children. He has a nice life.